Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be an interesting episode of Josh Lee Vent Station. Now, if you've been watching these Vent Station videos, I don't really follow week by week when it comes to this stuff. I kind of just do updates whenever I feel like it, depending on the circumstances. Especially like after Indy. Oh my gosh, so a lot of interesting stories, and and the thing is, I don't have a lot of details. I kind of just go off certain things that happen or whatever. And thing is, okay, I know where to start now. Okay, let's start with Xfinity Series. Wait, was ARCA at Dover? No, ARCA was somewhere this week. It was IRP. Yeah, IRP. That makes sense because their NASCAR spent the weekend at Indy anyway. Yeah, ARCA at IRP, and I think IRP was the first ARCA race after I made that Vent Station video of like the halfway thing. Like I think I made a video about a week ago just talking about how certain guys are doing by the halfway point of the ARCA season, because it's 20 races and it was after race 10, and race 11 was the IRP, or Lucas Oil Raceway, I think it's called. I don't remember. I just call it IRP to keep it simple. And IRP, my goodness, yeah, that race. The thing that baffled me, I know like something that baffled me the most though was that I know the Truck Series runs there with like 34 trucks or whatever, or 36 maybe. But the fact that IRP had a whopping 34 ARCA cars, a 34 car entry thing, and it wasn't Daytona, it wasn't the plate tracks or Phoenix, by the way, because that's the thing. If you follow the past few years of ARCA, the main track, like pretty much the only tracks to have such a high car count is they had like pretty much like one of the only tracks to really have like if you've been following ARCA for the past few years, the only tracks to really have such a big car count, like that's like more than 30 cars, are the plate tracks and Phoenix. And even then, the Phoenix race has been merged with as basically like as an ARCA West race at like simultaneously, which I don't know how that works. It's kind of confusing for me, but that's just my autism talking, I guess. And well, yeah, because Phoenix, I think it's about 36, 37 cars. What was it, 36 this year? The fact that IRP got 34 is amazing because I watched the highlights because I'm never able to watch these things live. I really want to see the full race itself, even though I know who wins it. I just want to see what that race looked like as a whole. 34 cars at IRP, and IRP I think is considered a short track. I could be wrong on that. I forgot the track length of IRP. Still an awesome track regardless. Skipping over to Xfinity, I didn't watch the whole thing. I think I was busy doing stuff. I did see the end though with Austin Hill. And honestly, I wanted to believe. I hate Austin. I gotta mention that. I'm on that Austin Hill hate bandwagon. Well, for a while now, but I gotta be honest. There was a bit where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see what exactly happened. I wasn't gonna be quick to jump because at the end of the day, it all happened pretty fast. So I just wait for replays to happen. But I don't want to be quick to jump to everything. That's the thing. And maybe it's probably my autism because this is just a life thing for me. I just nowadays, especially nowadays, I try to be more careful before I just jump into stuff or jump to certain conclusions, which for Chrome Pro Series hasn't worked too well. But it's just I still try. Okay, I still try. So that's basically. So I see him do that to Eric Almirola, and I'm not a fan of Eric Almirola either, because just I don't know, certain stuff he says. And I think it was a nonsense of Bubba Wallace as well. Or maybe it's because there was a certain YouTube channel that defended Eric for pushing Bubba. They put Bubba Wallace, this big bully. It was like 2 years ago at like Charlotte or whatever, because it was like before a rain delay. Eric and Bubba was having a scuffle on the track. Then during the red flag, Eric pushed him. And this YouTube channel tried to put it as though Eric defended himself from a bully. All this bull crap. And it's like, it annoys me. It really annoys me. People are just, I don't know. It's whatever. I'm not going to get into that because I've already had enough rage recording certain league races I just hosted like 20, 30 minutes ago. So I'm not going to harp on that. That has me more infuriated than whatever happened over the weekend combined. And I'm serious about that. I'm serious. So, yeah, not much to say on that end. Despite my distaste of Eric Almirola, I'm with him on that. Eric's just not Eric. Austin's just a child. I don't know why I mixed up the names. It's probably because Eric Almirola is spelled like with an A and not an E, so I got confused. Yeah, despite my distaste for ARCA, yeah, Austin being suspended, whatever. Austin didn't even sound that convincing on the thing on his radio either. I don't get it. I don't know how you overcorrected that. I know I'm not a driver, so it's kind of easy for me to say. But at the end of the day, people still have a general understanding. The people at the end of the day, the general public still somewhat has even even guys who like watch the races, they have a general understanding of how the car works, how it runs, and how it moves around, especially when it's a dry track. So like it is what it is. Like especially when there were no tires going down, and if there was, then no one noticed it. If it was, then no one noticed it. So I don't know. But regardless, honestly, I feel happy because Austin Hill and his antics has pissed me off for the last time. Richard Childress. Okay, actually, I will get into this right now. I didn't want this episode to be long, but screw it. Richard Childress as a whole pisses me off to no end. And this stems back. And the thing is, maybe it's because I watched a Jesse King video, by the way. I agree with pretty much everything Jesse King said. Well, even if I didn't agree with everything, like Jesse King makes really good videos, so regardless, whatever. I still like his videos regardless if I agree with his stuff or not. But the fact of the matter is, blue collar. What was Richard saying? I don't understand because at the end of the day, these guys, it's like, does Richard not watch the races and see what his guys do? Like, at all? I'm going to make this a short Richard Childress tangent because this is a reoccurring issue. Even though it's not just an Austin Dillon issue. It's not just an Austin Hill issue. It is a reoccurring issue, though. It's fitting I said Austin Dillon by accident because Austin Dillon has something to do with this. Richmond last year. Do I need to say more? If you don't know what I'm talking about, just find Richmond Austin Dillon 2024. You'll see the clip. It's easy. The stuff at the finish, like that stuff's viral. So it is what it is. These guys, man, it pissed me off because it's like at this point, what are they doing? And the thing is, Austin Hill is pretty good at what he does. Well, that and people are just stupid at plate tracks, so you just let Austin win these plate tracks anyway. But regardless, Austin just does what he has to. He does it. He's not really reckless in plate tracks, oddly enough. Like, he just knows what to do, and he wins the races. It is what it is. I can't knock Austin Hill because he does have talent. But at the end of the day, he has his temper. He's had his moments. And Martinsville 2023 offended me too. Because that bit where he blamed he blamed Sheldon Creed for braking in front of him. It's like, okay, if you're gonna, at that point, because he's washed up he wound up washing up the track because Austin doored Sheldon Creed. You find that too. NASCAR Xfinity, Martinsville 2023 playoff finish, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Austin Hill doors, and Austin Hill was on the outside. He doored Sheldon Creed, who was on the inside. This is in the final lap, going into the final corner. He doored Sheldon Creed on the inside, and Austin, I guess that messed up Sheldon and it caused him to go up a bit, and then Sheldon proceeded to go on the brakes and blame Austin for brake checking. It's like, if he's gonna make the corner, you need to brake. At the trajectory he's going, you hit the brakes to make the corner. That's how a car works. Even in Roblox, that's how it works. You hit the brake. You gotta hit the brakes to make the corner. And Austin messed that up. But whatever. Sheldon Creed didn't win. Basically, the team, I don't know why Austin blamed him so much. I think Richard might have blamed him too. Sheldon Creed said what he said, and it was base. I know Sheldon's still yet to win in the Xfinity Series. But, my goodness, man. I feel bad for Sheldon all around. Because it's like, I don't know. There's just a lot of circumstances around him. Stuff just happens around him. And, Austin Hill, man, just moron. I just realized this RCR 10 has been going on a bit far too long. But you know what I mean. But yeah, oh boy. Yeah, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna keep on going anyway. I'm stressed out enough as is. So, I don't know what to say about that. Connor Zoch won Indy. I didn't really pay attention to that part. I had to go do something a few minutes after the Austin Hill debacle. Anyway, with 7 to go, whatever it was. After Austin Hill debacle, about 5 or so minutes after, I had to go do something anyway. So I kind of missed the end, but congrats to Connor Zilic. As yeah, he finally, he won, like, I think he's won, 3 races now? 3, 4? Which is insane. The dude's just on fire. Dude's on fire, man. He's just, oh my gosh, he's gonna go to the moon. Whether or not I got an actual shot at the title, I don't know, because I haven't been properly paying attention to the Xfinity Series standings since about May or so, and a lot might have changed since then. So, yeah, congrats to Connor Zilic on the win. 100th win for Junior Motorsports. I could have sworn they've gotten more wins in the Xfinity Series by now, but whatever. It feels like they would have won 200 at this point, but I'm not gonna think about it. It is what it is. They're still the top dog. It's still a top team. Cars and Quapple, I haven't kept track of. I need to check that out at some point, because I think he's been running full time, but I just haven't really seen that much of him, or just haven't noticed him. Zilic, Allgaier. There's 4, right? Wait a minute. Quapple, Allgaier, Zilic. I guess it's just 3 full-time guys this time. I could be wrong. I'm going to feel like an idiot if I forget the other one. I don't know. I still feel like an idiot right now. Whatever. Regardless, across the board, it seems like Junior Motorsports is on top. Now, to talk about Car League. I might as well talk about this right now, since it just happened, and leave the Cup Series for last, because this just happened, I think about a day ago or so. But Josh Williams, the mullet himself, Josh Williams, was booted from Car League, and I am so sad about this. But at the same time, it is what it is, because even if we take, I don't know, even with Car League's struggles, it feels like Josh Williams is getting the worst of it. Christian Eckes does show speed still. Which, by the way, Car League, they will never watch this video, but I feel like doing this call out anyway. Car League, please give Eckes another season before starting booting him. Even if you want to boot him in the middle of, 2026 or whatever. But, I'd still give Eckes another shot, especially since he's shown what he could do. Especially in the Truck Series. I feel like Eckes is one of those guys, even if he is kind of short, I don't know. I haven't checked the Xfinity standings in a while, like I just said. But Eckes, I feel like the dude's got something. And I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he should have more time to prove it. That's just how I feel about it, though. Josh Williams, I could understand getting booted. It makes me upset, because I like Josh Williams. He's one of my favorites, just by personality and everything. But it is what it is. He hasn't been able to perform, even though, and oddly enough, that was kind of the appeal about Josh Williams to, I don't know about everyone else, but basically me, because I felt like he was outperforming his equipment. Because when you think about because remember, Josh Williams drove for DGM Racing, which is usually the 90, 91, and 92, if you're wondering, in the Xfinity Series. And he mainly drove the 92. It seemed like he was outperforming his equipment a lot. And that's why, or at least, I know I've heard that a few times, but I know for sure that's how I feel about it as well. And with that, it's it felt like, and it happens with quite a few drivers, the guys who outrun their equipment, whatever their equipment is, kind of Jewel Bianchi style in a sense. But, once they get a top ride, they're just not able to do anything in it. And Josh Williams is sadly one of those guys, and it sucks that he's going to be out. Now, I think at the end of the day, he has his own sponsorship, so if a team is looking to hire him, I feel like they're going to hire him, Or heck, they might, if DGM is looking how to pull, a Matt Crafton ThorSport scenario where they just bring him back, because that's what happened with Matt Crafton, for those who don't know. Matt Crafton in the Truck Series in, the early 2000s, this was only for, 1 year, I forgot what year, though. Sometime in the early 2000s, drove for Kevin Harvick Incorporated in the 6 truck. He ran a full year, and it was a really, stats-wise, it was a really consistently good year. But he didn't win anything, so I guess that's why I let him go. I could be wrong on that. But no matter how he was released from Kevin Harvick Incorporated, he went back to ThorSport. And, well, that's where he got success. So, I don't know. Maybe that's my best hope, because either way, I still want to see Josh Williams full time in some capacity. Even if not, even if full time is too much to like ask for my autistic brain, I really want to see more of Josh Williams, especially I don't know because he has the money. So it is what it is, though. But Josh Williams, I don't know. I just gotta see more of him, man. I gotta see more of him. But whatever, it is what it is. So props Josh Williams. Now let's move on to the Cup. Yeah, Cup Series. Okay. For some reason, I was gonna say the Josh Williams thing is after, but then at the last minute, I thought maybe I'll just condense it into the Xfinity stuff since it's an Xfinity topic anyway. So yeah, Cup Series. A lot of people say it was a lame race. I don't know. I got into like halfway. I forgot why. It might have been church. I don't remember. Because I go to church Sundays, guys. So like, so depending on the track or depending on the start time, I miss it. I don't think I missed it. I don't think I missed much of this one. At least I don't think I should have. Whatever the case is, I missed a lot of it. And we got to like, what was it, about 20 to go? And I kept thinking to myself, how the heck did Bubba Wallace cycle himself out so well? Because the thing is, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just 2022 all over again, but I just never had that much faith in Bubba's pit crew. I just haven't, ever. My goodness. That's why I felt like he was always better, like, when he found himself up in the front and he's able to get something. Then again, he choked a few races. I don't know. That's why I was scared, too. I didn't think he was actually able to pull it off at the end because Bubba Wallace, in a lot of cases, like, Bubba Wallace does show speed. Even though Tyler Reddick tends to outrun him a lot most of the time, on most weeks, whenever Bubba Wallace shows speed, like, I don't know, it's like, it's cool to see that he has speed. But then at the end of the day, the results don't reflect that, and it is what it is. It could be under multiple circumstances. In this one, I thought he was going to run out of fuel. And then when he didn't pit on that very last overtime, I really thought he was going to run out of fuel. And, my goodness. I think I was like, oh my, I think I scared my mother in the other room. Because I was just, like, screaming. Because I'm like, I was just so shocked that Bubba actually won. Because like I said, given his track record, just whatever happens to him on some of this stuff, I didn't think he'd be able to pull through. Or he would have been screwed in some way. One or the other thing was going to happen. So it was amazing to see that that Bubba Wallace actually managed to win. But another thing that was on the back of my mind this whole time, maybe it's just my, not sadistic side, just my dumb, what was it, mopey side? What do I call it? Just that part of you that always has doubts. Whatever that side is called, that's what it was. Kept lingering in the back of my mind as he celebrated, thinking he was going to get DQ'd for post-tech. I don't know why. I just felt like with Bubba's luck, for whatever reason, with whatever luck Bubba Wallace has, I thought he was going to get DQ'd. I don't know. That's just me and my autism just springing to the worst things imaginable, or always having like the worst case scenarios stuck in my mind. Especially with Bubba Wallace, because I swear, like, even when he does something right, Bubba can't have nice things. So, like, that's what makes it rough for me. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Props to him. Ty Dillon. Now I remember I said what was it? Ty Dillon, he didn't win the in-season challenge. It is what it is. I mean, it's $1 million. But, oh my gosh. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon was in the spotlight for a bit while he's running, like, while he's like 32nd in points, because Ty Dillon is like outside. I haven't checked in a while, but I think I know for sure. Ty Dillon is either outside top 30 or like 30, or not even like, not top 25 in points. No way. But like, he's probably at 32nd in points going into Indy. So at least he got some sort of at least he got some sort of positive spotlight on him amongst all the bad luck he has. It is what it is. So, and the fact that it's funny to me that Austin Dillon is the one who, it came out basically when you think about like publicity wise and how people perceive him. he came out smelling like a rose compared to his brother and his grandfather Richard Childress. Because good lord, those guys, man. I don't want to go on that tangent again. I just want to say, just trying to say, like, it's a good thing. I always found it baffling why Ty Dillon just never was never back in RCR. But when you think about it, it it did wonders for his reputation. So there you go. Even though he was booted from Petty, he still, I don't know, people still prefer him over Austin. So at least that's how I see it. And that's the funny thing, because even as a kid, watching him go, I always preferred Austin. I always thought Austin was better. But by the time we get to 2020s, and I didn't get everyone's issues with Austin, but I started to understand it more as time went by. And even though Ty Dillon wasn't exactly doing the best either around the time, it's like Austin and what he's been doing with the team all that time, not 8 years. I don't know, I'll just say 8 years in. And yeah, and the hypes around him and then just died down. And he never helped with it at all. It's like, it's just, yeah, I just had to mention that. So, yeah, props to who won that IRP race. I think it was, I'm going to be stupid for not remembering this. I think it was someone of Pinnacle. It might have been Brendan Quinn, I'm wrong, but I don't know. Congrats to whoever. It's one of the, I think it was a guy who already won. It was Brent Cruz. Congrats to Brent Cruz for winning IRP. Congrats to Connor Zilch for winning Indy in the Xfinity Series. Props to Austin Hill for getting suspended. Yoo-hoo, get his butt out of here. Hey, maybe Ty Dillon could run the 21 in Iowa. Huh? That's probably a good idea. I don't know. that's probably a good idea. And congrats to Bubba Wallace on his biggest victory. Not even just because it's the Brickyard 400, it's because there's been an asterisk put on his other 2 wins. Or other 3 wins if you want to count the duel. Because Talladega was rain shortened. Kansas was the whole thing of, oh, switch numbers, blah, blah, blah. And then there was an asterisk. And I mean, the Daytona duel race is an asterisk by default because it determines the lineup for the Daytona 500. So by default, it's an asterisk, even if he blocked everyone for like 10 laps straight. So it is what it is. But this one is special because this showed even though it kind of came down to strategy, it showed that Bubba Wallace was able to hold off the Indy master known as Kyle Larson. You know what I mean? So props to him on that. And it was just awesome weekend all around. It was just awesome. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got about to say about how I felt about Indy overall. That is about it.